U.S. citizens in one state can establish a trust in another state. States compete to attract trust businesses by making favorable laws, especially for avoiding taxes owed to the federal government or other states. Perpetual trusts are an example. Besides avoiding taxes, competition for trust businesses can also improve the efficiency of trusts. The management of stock portfolios, which trusts often have, illustrates such an improvement. In the 19th century, most United States adopted a rule making the trustee liable if the portfolio included speculative stocks that lost their value. This rule caused trustees to buy bonds and very conservative blue chip stocks. Low risk, however, characterizes the portfolio as a whole, not each stock in it. In a balanced portfolio, the risk from one stock offsets the risk from another. In technical terms, holding a stock with negative correlated risk results in low risk for the portfolio as a whole, even though individual stocks are high risk. Some innovative states responded to these facts by changing the rules of trust management. Under the revised rules, the trustee who holds a balanced portfolio is not liable for losses caused by a fall in value of individual stocks. This change in the rule caused trust portfolios to shift away from conservative bonds and toward more individually risky stocks. States making the change attracted more trust business, which puts pressure on other states to modernize their rules of trust management. Superscript 49, it reads, C. Max M. Schazenbach and Robert H. Sitkoff did a reform of prudent trust investment laws, change trust portfolio allocation. 50 J. Donta Law and Econ 681, 2007. See also those authors, lawyers, banks, and money, the revolution in American trust law, 2011, as another example of competition among jurisdictions. The trust was developed in the common law, not in civil law. The success of London banks in the trust business has put pressure on Paris banks to modify French civil law to gain all the advantages of the trust in English common law. Question 5.24. Instead of lives in being plus 21 years, the rule might be lives in being plus 10 years or lives in being plus 35 years. Compare these rules as means for generational skipping. Question 5.25. Suppose that a testator imposes a condition that cannot be met. For example, the decedent gives her property to be useful for a medical school in Lebanon, Indiana, but after the testator's death, the state of Indiana abandons its plans to build a medical school there. In this situation, American courts apply the doctrine of Cyprus, pronounced cypre, and meaning in French law, so nearly or as near as possible.